Hey everybody, what's going on? Luda here, and I want to teach you guys how to actually surf well in CSGO, or just surf properly, because some people actually find surfing kind of difficult when it's not. Some people get frustrated when they surf. Me personally, I don't really get frustrated. I kind of find surfing to be one of those relaxing sort of activities. Aside from playing my occasional comp after I've lost a game, surfing's kind of nice because I actually know how to do it. So, I guess, I don't really know how to start this tutorial, to be honest. So, first things first, when you want to surf, you kind of want to figure out what kind of maps you like, first things first. So, the kind of maps you like, there's staged maps and then there's linear. So this is a stage map. Each time you go through like a little portal, for every like part of the course, there's a little portal, right? And when you go through the portal, it will take you to the next stage, and generally you lose all your speed, but that's not always the case. Whereas linear is, if not 100%, it's pretty much completely all just like sort of smooth, and there's no like sort of transition to another stage. That's one thing out of the way. So second, when it comes to surfing, I recommend Surf Forbidden KSF because I actually kind of like that map. That's one of my favorite maps for beginners to learn anyway. Mainly because you want to be able to practice your airstrapes and how well you can sort of turn in the air without turning too sharply. I don't really know how to stage this tutorial, to be honest. What I like to do is I like to hide all players, so because some people are players are kind of distracting, in my opinion. So you just type in !, hide all if you want to hide all the players. It depends what you like. Generally, most servers will have that kind of plugin for you to use. So, time for the actual tutorial. I'm gonna teach you guys how to surf. So, surfing is all about how, not always how you enter the ramp, but more or less how you exit the ramp. But sometimes, on the cases, how you enter the ramp too. But more importantly is how you exit the ramp. That's the way I see it anyway. People have their opinions, but I'm going to give my opinion, and how you exit the ramp is kind of important. So, first things first is, based on whichever side you're going to surf, you either want to use the left side. If I'm surfing on the left side, logically, I'll hold down D, because you want to sort of rub against the surface, if that makes any sense, as I just showed you there. Whereas if I'm on the right side, I hold A, because I'm on the left side, I'm on the right side, if that makes any sense. So you're kind of rubbing against your surface type thing. It's not you don't press the button based on which side you're on. It's more like based on which side you're on, you press the opposite button. So right equals left, left equals right, if that makes any sense. I'm teaching you guys how to exit a ramp properly anyway, or at least the way I do it, because I'm not a great surfer, but I'm pretty decent anyway. So to get started, the way I like to enter a ramp is I like to go from the top, kind of go through the middle, and kind of come out low like this over here. And then you never really want to turn too sharply, because when you turn too sharply, that really fucks up your speed. So for example, if I do this, let's say I'm just kind of b-hopping, I am getting a little bit of speed, but if I turn sharply like this, for example, or like this, I don't know how to explain it. Actually, let me try and do a visual like demonstration. I turn sharply like this. See, I've already lost speed because of that. So never do that. One rule that I don't know how beginners tend to do this, but for a lot of beginners, they like to hold W. Here's what happens if you hold W when you surf. Let me show you another example. Do you see what happens? You're not meant to hold W when you surf at all. Not WA, not WD, not W at all. It's just A and D. That's all you gotta do to surf, literally. So for example, I'm gonna restart and do a couple of stages just to give you guys an example. Alright guys, so we're back on Surf Forbidden KSF. One of the main things that I would also recommend is turning down your sensitivity. My sensitivity is 0.8, but my DPI is, I don't even know what my DPI is. All I know is my DPI is really high. actually going to turn that down to 0.6 or 5 for this surf. Yeah, that feels better. It's because you kind of want really smooth straight. So let me give you guys a much better example of surfing. Here is probably the best example I can give you of just smooth surfing. One thing I'd recommend for surfing is having a huge mouse pad. A huge mouse pad is really beneficial when it comes to surfing because you want your mouse to have like a really smooth surface to kind of move on, if that makes any sense, you know. You don't want a really like jagged surface, or you don't want to have any issues regarding the surface you're going on. Mice pad, no, I was gonna call it mouse pads. Mice pads really depend on the user's preference. Me personally, I recommend the QCK. Not the QCK like the normal one, because that's too small. In my opinion, when you're playing Counter-Strike, you kind of want as big of a mouse pad as possible. I mean, now I'm giving you my own CS:GO tips. So yeah, this is kind of what I was talking about. It's one of my favorite maps. I can actually surf on this map. But so yeah, guys, just a quick reminder of some of the basic tips. Don't hold W, because of course, like I said, you'll do this. Another example of when you hold W, you do this. One thing that I also said, so you kind of want to rub against the surface. Again, let me just mention that one more time. It's kind of essential. Otherwise, if you don't, let me show you what happens if you hold L on the left side. You go right off. Do you see what I mean? Whereas if I hold D, I go right off again. Like, I'm not gonna stick onto the surface that I want to do. I just kind of fall off, which is why you want to do opposites. Opposites are always key. Also, having a low sensitivity really does help, because when you strafe too fast, I can't even strafe too fast because that's how low my sensitivity is right now. My mouse kind of just loses traction. My mouse is kind of crap. But so yeah, you just kind of want smooth consecutive movements, you know. Go with the flow of the map. Yeah, that's probably the best way to say it. Go with the flow of the map. Like don't it's only when you become a more like confident and advanced surfer, that's when you can start incorporating things like me right now. What I'm doing, I'm pressing F, you know, because I kind of like inspecting my knife while I'm surfing, because that kind of looks cool, and I just kind of like doing it. But would I recommend that for beginners, or just QQing every now and then? You know, it's just sort of once you get more confident, it's just quirks that you can do, or habits that you kind of develop as a surfer, you know. And once you start to know the maps more, you can learn shortcuts. So here's a shortcut for this map. Instead of going around, you can actually go over here. There's an invisible box on both sides, so it doesn't matter which side. So if you want a faster time, me personally, I just find surf relaxing, but some people actually care about their timing. So that's my semi in-depth tutorial on surfing. And I hope you guys have enjoyed the tutorial. I hope you guys found it informative, and I shall see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys for watching. You are brilliant people. I shall bring out another video hopefully soon, because I don't want to give you guys any false promises here, to be honest. Love you guys, and I'll see you guys later.